Hello there, this is Rom coming back at you with yet another car video. The best way to learn game is to get outside. Hey, and you know what's funny this morning? There was so many things I wanted to talk about. But I said ultimately it's all about getting outside. Like one of the things I do want to address just real quick. Don't come on here capping talking about you getting with like 8, 9s, and 10s or you doing all this. I don't really give a shit. Seriously, it's up to you. Plus, nobody knows who you are. Because it kills me somebody be getting on here capping talking about what they doing. I don't know you. I don't know you personally. Why are you trying? You don't know anybody else you trying to tell. It's like, why are you trying to impress people you don't know? It don't matter, really. Only thing that matters is you. I know some players, some real to the truth of the game players, they'll follow me and they'll never comment. Shit. Meanwhile, some dudes, you can read right through this stuff. I ain't gonna tell you what the tells are either, because then somebody will be trying to fake like they doing something. But I'm gonna tell you what. If you want to know the game, you want to practice the game, you got to get out here, man. You got to get out here, even for what I say. Because what do I always say? I say no matter what I say, get out there. Because I can give you a perspective. I can talk about different things. You can agree, not agree. But at the end of the day, it's up to you. You the one getting in that woman, not me. Shoot. I got a group of women who feeling me. They might not feel you. You got a group of women who feeling you, and they might not feel me. Everybody got that. Like, one of the things you got to learn in game is learn which women are down for you. You know? Which women are down for you. Which women going to smile at you. And it ain't always the same thing. Yeah, my buddy there. Let me let these cars go by, leaving the gym. Oh, and don't try to come at me with some dumb shit. Every now and then I get somebody come at me with some dumb shit. It's like, oh, you looking this or that. I'm coming from the gym, motherfucker. I'm supposed to look dressed up. Shit. I'm coming from the gym. Because you get some mugs, all they doing is living online and shit. They ain't really doing much. Ain't really being about some real shit. Being online. But if you want to learn game, it's really up to you. You ain't trying to impress anybody else. You don't need to impress me. You don't need to impress anybody. You the one getting up in that women. All you need to do is figure out what you need to do to get up in the women that you find sexually attractive. That's all you need to do. Telling me some shit ain't doing it for you. And you got to go outside. That's why I tell guys, like, what's the basic game I give? I tell guys to start off with, like, just going outside and speaking to at least 3 women a day. If you speak to 25 women a day, that's cool. Shit, some guys will tell you to hit on them. I'm saying just at least speak to them and then build from there. Because I had one guy last week talking about what books I can read or what books and shit. It was like life experience. Because I'm going to tell y'all what, I like reading books and stuff, but I've read very, very few books that really help me in the game of man gets women. Very few books. And the few that I've read, they just confirmed what I already knew from just being out there. See, when I was coming up, because, you know, I'm an old head. I have no problem saying it. We ain't have the internet. We ain't had the internet. We ain't had some content creators. We ain't have a bunch of books. We just went out and did it. In fact, the older guys in the neighborhood, they'd throw you at the women. I remember, when I was young, there was a woman that all the guys in class thought were fine. They figured out she lived near me. They were like, well, Ron, how come you ain't knock on her door yet? That's how it was. And if the woman didn't want you, she just didn't want you. But then you learn from it. Because, like I said, that's the best way to learn. And even what I'm telling you, you know, you got to figure out, okay, what works for you. Even when I talk about body game, what I say, your best body. And plus, body game is all about feeling good about yourself any damn way. Because you feel, whatever I said in general, you feel good about yourself, and then you know, you run into that woman. Shoot, that's doing something for it. And that's not science. Because I had one guy, when I said there wasn't no science to it, say, oh yeah, I got a formula and stuff. And I bet you if I challenge that guy in person, not what they can say online, but not somebody capping, but if I challenge that guy in person, he wouldn't be able to say anything. Because I do find it funny, you get these guys saying they all that, but they always have either cartoon pictures or no pictures at all. You know, I find that hilarious. They ain't showing nothing. The guys like acting like they doing all that. It's like, hold up, you don't got a picture of yourself though? But anyway, you know, you gotta figure out you gotta go out here and figure out what works for you. You can get a perspective from me. You can follow my general philosophy. But at the end of the day, you gotta figure out, okay, what shot works for you. You know? Do you have to be a little bit chill going for the women? Or do you have to kind of let them, you know, shoot their shot and then you do it? Like for me, I know I can't be too aggressive. I had to figure that out. I ain't read that in a book. Because women, they got turned off when I was too aggressive. But when I was kind of chill, even when I would approach them, always worked. For me, though, that might not work for the next man. That might not work for the next man. Like every man, yes, you can watch my videos. You can watch different quote-unquote dating coaches or guys who are talking about women, but you got to figure out what works for you. Because I'm going to tell you something now. Sometimes some guys, you get a lot of guys, they get so caught up in what somebody online is saying, they fuck their own game up. And I'm just going to say it. There's been a lot of guys who, like, got caught up into red pill. A whole lot of them. And they said they stopped getting pussy. They were getting something beforehand, got caught up in the red pill, ain't getting nothing, left it alone, back to getting pussy. You know? Because here's the thing, though. There's so many factors that go into whether you getting a woman. First of all, environment. You know? Some dudes, they might be in an environment where you got a bunch of poor ratchets and all of that, right? So you might have to be more on that thug shit to get some women. Seriously, you might have to be more of a thug because that's what they're looking for. Or you might be in an environment where it's more upper class, more, you know. So you might have to be more clean cut. You know? You got to think about what city you in. You know, one city you might have to be a certain way, but you might have to change that up. You in another city. You know? You got to think. And then you got to think what it is with you. And even last week I talked about that height thing. Hey, there might be some places, yeah, that height means something. Some other places it don't mean anything. And then you got to figure out what your style is. Because even, okay, like I'm known for talking about body game, but what I say, your best body. You know? You might be in a place where you need to be a little bit thicker and everything, a little bit stockier. Then some other place you need to be a little bit slimmer. You know? I was talking with a buddy of mine, he out in California and stuff. He was talking about tattoos and stuff. He said they be lined up at the tattoo place. I said, shoot, where I live, you gotta look hard to find a tattoo place. You know? But it's totally different. It's totally different. He living out in California, you know, a cold day is like 60 degrees out there. Shoot, where I'm at, 60 degrees, that's kind of warm and stuff. You know, so you know you gotta look at different things. All right, use that temperature thing for example. You know, you don't have to wear a heavy coat out in a warm area and stuff. You know, maybe not even buy a heavy coat. But then in a cold area, you gotta buy a heavy coat, and then you gotta have some style to it. You know. You know, you can't just buy anything. You can't just buy a coat, have a regular coat. That gotta have some style to it and everything. You know? Like if I was living in a warmer area, I wouldn't have to have like that London fog coat or that cashmere Tommy coat. You know, I wouldn't have to have all of that. You know, and then when I go out, somebody see me in it, you know, they looking at me a different way. So you gotta always look at where you at, who you dealing with, what type of women you dealing with, what's their social class. Shoot, you might even have to look at their religion. You know? Seriously, you gotta look at all those factors. But you can't get that just saying, oh wow, they said that. Like one of the dumbest things is thinking all women are the same. And if you look at a lot of these like a lot of these videos online, yeah, they talking in general, but sometimes people take it too literally and stuff. They take it too literally. And in fact, a lot of stuff too literally. Let me jump on something again, because last week I was talking about 9s and 10s. And you know, you get a couple Bammers, and I'm gonna use the word Bammers, they like, oh well, there ain't no 10s. Hey, man, shut the fuck up. Use some common sense. I mean extremely attractive women, whatever you want to call them. Use some sense. Use some common motherfucking sense. You know what I'm talking about. You know when a woman is extremely attractive, whatever you want to call her. Alright? Be some Bammers and shit want to get on and stuff. In fact, get a motherfucking life. Get a motherfucking life. Shit. I mean that shit. Get a motherfucking life. You know, get out there and do your thing. You know? But yeah, you want to get that game. It's just like basketball, right? You can read about it. You can see some videos of somebody else playing it. But is that going to work for you? Only way it's going to work for you, you got to get out there. You got to get out there. Like I knew this one dude. If he played a pickup game where people don't guard or, you know, people just out there, that dude could hit shots all day. That dude, we put him in a game with some refs and everything. That dude sucked. I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck? But it's like that in a game of man gets woman. You gotta get out there and make sure your game works. Only way you gonna learn how to talk to women, right? Ain't no books you can read, ain't no science to it or anything like that. You just gotta talk. You gotta practice. Why I say say hi to at least 3 women a day. You getting practice in. And see, part of that is because after a few weeks of saying hi to 3 women a day, you get to the point where you can actually have small talk. You start talking, you get comfortable. Then when you run into a woman you actually want to get, a woman who made you say, damn. You know what I mean. Make you look ugly. Be like, God damn. Shit. You know? You ain't gonna have a problem talking to her. But see, you ain't gonna get that just reading a book. Or sometimes guys hit me up, or what I do about this? I say, get out there and talk to her. Anybody will tell you that too. Anybody hit me up private, I say, why don't you talk to her? Now, I'm really quick and to the point. Ain't no magic to it or anything like that. You got to get out there. You got to figure it out. Like when I talk about a tribe, right? Now, I'm known for talking about a tribe. Those are women who like you naturally. The only way you're going to figure that out is you're going to have to get your ass out there and figure it out. You got to interact with women. And yes, some of those women going to reject you. But then after a while, you figure out which one is going to reject you. After a while, you figure it out. You like, oh, okay, this type rejects me, but this type don't. You know? This race, this social class, age group, whatever. You'll figure it out. And really, you talking with enough women, you can. So instead of, some guys, starting off, you approach, or, try to holler at everybody, but then after a while, you figure that out. You're more like a sniper. You can look dead at a woman and say, yeah, I can get up in there. You look dead at her. Say, yeah, she'll be down for me. Nah, she won't be down for me. Oh, she gonna be a problem. Nah, she won't be a problem. Oh, yeah, her definitely. Oh, yeah, girl. But the only way you're gonna figure that out, I can't tell you, because I don't know you. I don't know where you live. All I'm saying, oh, shoot. Damn, there's a big-ass pothole right there. The car's on the other side. I couldn't just run over it and walk past it. Yeah. Okay. You gotta just, hey, look. I haven't seen Popo yet. But anyway, you gotta get out there, seriously. I appreciate the support and everything, but I'm going to tell you one thing I know is about the guys who really take in what I do say. They get out there and do something. They get out there and do something. Because I'm still waiting for somebody to say what I told them hasn't worked. In fact, I had one young man, I ain't going to call his name. We had set up a consultation. He was having some trouble. Right? But then, by the time the consultation came around, he had this badass woman in his eyes. He was like, yeah. But he got out there and did something. He got out there. Because I'm seeing too many guys getting caught up in what's happening online. Like I said, I don't mind you watching and getting a perspective. But then you still got to get out there and do something. You still got to get out there. You still got to holler. You still got to approach. You still got to figure out which women are down for you, which women aren't. You still got to figure out what body type works for you. Works for you, not somebody else. Because you got some guys out here like, let me hit that body game thing. There's a lot of guys who talk about it or say you got to look a certain way. That worked for them. It might not work for you. You got to figure out what works for you. If you ain't getting nothing with what you doing, okay, you already know that don't work for you. But then you got to figure it out. Because everybody don't look alike. Everybody don't got the same shape head. Everybody don't have the same hair grade. You might not even have the same group of women around. I remember me and some fellas were talking about that last week in private. Some places you go, like with some of the women, you might have to, you gotta have a little bit extra. Like we were talking about women in the DMV area. You gotta have a little bit extra. You can look like whatever you want. But if you're dealing with like more the upper class women, professionals and stuff like that, they want to know where you went to school and all of that, even if they think you cute. Shit. But then some other areas you might not have to have that. I want y'all to think about that. The bottom line is get your ass out the house. It's cool you watch, but instead of trying to cap or do anything online, say, okay, that's a perspective. And it's something for you to add. Let me use a basketball example again. You know, a basketball coach, they can tell you some general stuff, right? But then, what is your shot? Are you doing what's your shot? Are you a three-point shooter? Can you take it to the hole? Mid-range shooter? Whatever. You gotta think, all right, what is your game? What's your best shot? What do you do? You know? What kind of clothes you gotta wear to get the most attention? What haircut you got that gets the most attention from women? You know? What haircut you got? What body build gets their attention? What shoes you got? You gotta figure that out. Because where somebody can wear some Jordans, you gotta wear some Cole Haans. Or some Rockports or something like that. You know? Some Clarks. You know? While somebody else, they can wear some Vans. But who they dealing with? See, that's why you gotta look at all those factors and everything. You gotta look at all those factors. You can't just be on just blindly following. You know? Even the age factor. Like, I've heard some guys say they want to be, they try and be like me. I'm like, well, shit, I'm old head. I ain't dealing with the same woman. Okay, say you in your 20s, right? You can't be like Rom. Rom about to go and be 60 in a couple months. You can't be like me no matter what. Because the same woman going to look at you, she going to look at me different. Even if she's into me, part of her being into me is going to be the age thing. Part of it, right? But if you don't have that, that means you got to do something different. I want y'all to think about that. Like, ultimately, you got to, yes, you can follow my general philosophy or anybody's general philosophy, but then you got to figure out what works for you in particular. Ain't no ifs, ands, and buts about it and shit. Ain't no ifs, ands, and buts about it. And the only way is you got to get out there. You can't just stay online. You got to interact. Like I said, talking to 3 women a day, man, that's basic, man. That's basic. I've had some dudes say they've done that and they've actually won out. They've actually got something from it. And that's the whole point. Yeah. Anyway, right? Get in here, get some food. Oh, man. So anyway, y'all, I want y'all to just get out. Y'all can watch this video. In fact, I like when people say they watching my videos, but they out and about. You know? And if you ain't out and about, get your ass out. You trying to do something with your life, all right? You trying to get some stuff done, all right? So anyway, I'll get back with y'all tomorrow. Get something else for y'all. Peace and blessings.